Hello and welcome to Forever Rugby on First Sports, and a brilliant encounter in Pretoria has just come to an end. The Bulls getting a bonus point victory over a Pumas side who could have actually won the game. Very impressive stuff from Jimmy Stonehouse's men. I tell you what, this is a very special Pumas side. They thrashed the Lions last week. They pushed the Bulls to the last minute of the game, literally, and they were worth their salt. They were a fantastic performance again by a Pumas side with a lot of players who got a lot of potential. Jimmy Stonehouse is getting the best out of every single one of those players. They were very good tonight. And for Jake White, probably another game where a lot of questions were being raised about the standard of rugby that his side is currently playing, because they really were back to practically full strength, and yet they struggled to put the Pumas away. Getting a bonus point victory, but certainly a performance which wasn't that dominant. So very impressive stuff from the Pumas, and a thoroughly enjoyable game. The Currie Cup so far has actually been a very good watch. Every single game has been very exciting. We've had very high-scoring games, some very nicely worked tries, some very nice moments. It's been very impressive, and long may that continue, because this is what we need from the Currie Cup. We need the Currie Cup to be, our premier competition, and we need some really good rugby, and that's what we are seeing at the moment. Before we break the game down, please do subscribe to the channel, smash like on the video. And it all started with a missed penalty in the 3rd minute before a converted penalty by Eddie Fisher in the 11th minute. But Harold Forster on debut for the Bulls hit back. The Bulls' first sort of visit to the 22 after the Pumas were doing very well to keep them inside their own half. Nothing was really on with some sort of non-go forward ball, and Harold Forster saw a bit of space, chipped over the top, gathered as well thanks to a favourable bounce. He went over and scored the first try of the match in the 14th minute, Chris Smith converting. Unfortunately, a big blow to the Bulls as Gio Apollon limped off. It looks like another knee injury. Heartbreaking for the 37-year-old. He's been really good when he's come back, and after such a long layup, it's really horrible to see that him go off again. Chris Smith then extended the lead to 10 points to 3 in the 28th minute before Eddie Fisher missed another penalty. Madosh Tambwe then scored a try in the 35th minute. It was just poor one-on-one tackling. He got on the outside of Eric Cornier. Devin Williams had to make the final tackle and didn't, and Madosh Tambwe strolled over, and Chris Smith slotted the conversion. I think that's probably the biggest moment that the Pumas will say that was probably a little bit easy, because it wasn't just a case of them being sucked in and stuff like that. It was just bad one-on-one tackling. But so the Bulls went into the half-time 17-3. It looked like they had the game well under control, and I think a lot of people probably expected the Pumas to kind of go away. They just didn't. They came back firing in the first and the second half. A very nice try by Etienne Talliard, converted by Eddie Fisher. And the Bulls, you can see sort of the respect that they had to show against the Pumas when they took points in the 49th minute. But then Cornel Hendricks went over with a very nice try, sucked a lot of players in. There were no pillars, and he saw some space down the blind side, went himself, picked up and went, and he went over. And Chris Smith then missing the penalty. But it was a big moment when Jacques Venora and Simbiwe Mantanzima came onto the field, and actually they struggled. All of a sudden, the Pumas, who then put on Yehia Prinsloo, started to dominate the scrums. And a very nice try from Eddie Fisher. Chip over the top. Once again, a favourable bounce. A nice chase between him and Eric Cornier. Eventually saw Eddie Fisher go over. He converted that to make it, and it was game on. It was 25-17 at that stage. Muller Ace then came on. And Tapiwa Mafuru then finished off probably one of the tries of the tournament. Brilliant stuff. From a scrum on the halfway, Eddie Fisher threw a pass which looked like it was going into nowhere. But Devin Williams hit it at pace, hit it on the angle, round of Stravina Jacobs, set up a 2-on-1 against David Creel. Outside ball to Mafuru, who went over. And all of a sudden, it really was game on. And a couple of other replacements. And unfortunately, it looked like the Bulls had then done it. In the 71st minute, David Creel went over for the bonus point try. Again, just not enough defenders, players being sucked in, and Chris Smith converted it. And then there's a penalty in about the 74th minute, and the Pumas decided to go for goal, which was the right decision, slotting it to make it a 5-point game. And then unfortunately, they just didn't quite manage to be able to get over to the side, other Bulls side and be able to convert. But as I said, they were very impressive for tonight. If you're looking at the stats, possession 50-50 in the second half. It was 58%, 42% overall, 60-40 in favour of the Bulls in terms of territory. 4 tries to 3. Meters run with 394 by the Bulls, 299 by the Pumas, 28 defenders beaten compared to 16. Pumas actually had more clean breaks, 7 clean breaks to 5. And gain on carries were 88-67 in favour of the Bulls. Offloads were the same. Turnovers won, 4 by the Bulls, 1 by the Pumas. Tackles made here, 56 out of 72 for the Bulls. That'll be a worry for them. It's just 78% of the tackles made. And Jake White will not be happy with that. Joey Mangala will not be happy with that. They will definitely want to rectify that. For the Pumas, 111 of 139, 80% tackle success rate. Probably also something that they'd want to fix. Goal kick success rate, I mean, Fisher will be frustrated because I think, he missed 2 penalties, and had he got those 2 penalties, they would have won the game. And yeah, Chris Smith did miss one, but I definitely think that at least one of Eddie Bashir's penalties he probably should have nailed. And had he actually nailed that, they wouldn't have had to go for that penalty in the 74th minute. They could have kicked to the corner, try and go for all 7 points there. Ruck success rate was 99% for the Bulls, 94% for the Pumas. Line-out success rate wasn't good for the Pumas. I mean, they struggled a little bit at the line-outs. Simon Vestrad wasn't having a particularly good time, winning just 6 of 10 line-outs compared to the Bulls' 13 of 15. Scrum success rate, well, 100% for the Pumas, 5 of 6 for the Bulls. Too many penalties conceded by the Pumas, 17 penalties conceded overall compared to the 7 of the Bulls. And that kind of tells you the story, really, of the game. In terms of individuals who stood out, Etienne Talliard was full of running. He made 3 clean breaks, scoring a try, 56 meters made, 2 defenders beaten, made 4 tackles as well. David Williams was also characteristically full of running, made 49 meters, 3 defenders beaten, 1 offload, 1 clean break. For the Bulls, I thought Marcel Kitsia had a much better game. He carried the ball up 16 times, 44 meters gained, 6 defenders beaten, 2 offloads, 1 clean break, as well as 4 tackles made and none missed. It was a very good game, actually, and yeah, that's all I can really say about it. It was entertaining. From the first minute to the last minute, you know, you could see both sides were up for it. The Pumas, for all that they don't have the big star power stuff like that, they're a team that put their body on the line. Some very nice individual performances. They really do play a very, very attractive brand of rugby. I think they've fast become people's sort of second team. If you're not backing your normal side, you're going to want to see the Pumas do well because they play such nice rugby. So credit to him and Jimmy Stonehouse and his staff because they are playing some brilliant rugby. For the Bulls, it's job done, but they won't be happy with that performance on the back of disappointment in Benton, on the back of a disappointing performance tonight. Lots of work to be done in that Pretoria side. And look, Jake White said they're looking at signings, and you know everybody sort of laughed at it. But I think that if they want to go and compete in Europe, they are still a little way off it. So a great way to start the Currie Cup weekend. Another match tomorrow. We'll see the Cheetahs taking on the Griquas, and we'll then have the British Lions versus Japan. So please do smash a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel. We're so close to 1800. Please try and make that happen. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Steven, and I'll chat to you soon.